Hello students, we have come to the end of your course, your academic year's course, and we'll do your last and final chapter, that is chapter 13, Natural Disaster. Now what do you mean by the term natural disaster? It is the disaster or destruction caused by the nature. Okay, you can say natural disaster or natural calamities also. Okay, we can even call it as natural calamities. It causes great damage to life and property. And few we can say, for example, this in this lesson we are going to discuss all about these four types, that is earthquake, drought, tsunami, volcano. All right. So these are the examples of natural disasters or the natural calamity. We will start with our topic earthquake, the first type of natural disaster. During an earthquake, the earth's surface shakes or it trembles. We have almost every year we face this problem, this earthquake, this is disaster we face. Okay, so the shaking movement of the earth or the tremble which we feel on the earth. Okay, that is earthquake. Earthquake, it happens when two large pieces of earth's crust suddenly slip, and this causes shock waves to shake the earth's surface. Now, earth's crust is made up of large and small plates. Earthquakes usually occur on the edges of large sections of the earth's crust called the tectonic plates. These plates they move over a long period of time. Sometimes the edges called fault lines can get stuck, but the plates keep moving. Pressure slowly starts to build up where the edges are stuck, and once the pressure gets strong enough, the plates will suddenly move, causing an earthquake. This is how and where the earthquake occurs. Now you need to know more things about earthquake, like the study of earthquake, the instruments used and all. We will discuss about it. The study of earthquake, what is it? It is known as seismology. So people who study earthquakes, that subject is known as seismology. An instrument that records the shaking of ground is called seismograph. And intensity of earthquake, it is measured on a scale called the Richter scale. Now, who invented Richter scale? It was invented by Charles Richter in the year 1935. People who study earthquakes, they are called as what? They are called as seismologists. Okay, these days what happened? Modern buildings and bridges are being designed in such a way that they are earthquake proof to some extent and they can resist collapsing. They are said to be earthquake resistant. So these days buildings and bridges are being made which are earthquake proof. The next one is we'll see about the safety rules during an earthquake. What are the things you have to follow during an earthquake? That is, walk out of homes and move to an open area. Do not stand under trees and electric poles or tall buildings. In case you cannot move out, just try to take shelter under a table or the bed. Okay, like at homes, under the bed, in the school, under a table. Alright, and do not enter a building immediately after an earthquake. These are the few things you have to remember. Alright, to be safe. Our next one is volcano. What is volcano? A rupture in Earth's surface from which hot magma, that is a mixture of molten rocks and gases, comes out, is called as volcano. The opening of volcano, it is known as crater. Hot ashes, steam, rocks and magma, they force their way out on the earth's surface. As magma comes out of the earth's surface, what is it known as? It is known as lava. These you have studied about this volcano and all, lava, magma, this all you have studied in the lesson of minerals. Okay, rocks and minerals I have explained there also clearly. Now when the molten lava it cools, it becomes a hard rock, okay, and it forms mountains. Based on the nature of eruption, there are three types of volcano. They are active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. These are the volcanoes that have erupted regularly, that is the active volcano. Okay, and they have erupted in the last few decades and are expected to erupt very soon, near future also. For example, of active volcanoes, you can take Mount Vesuvius, okay, Mount Etna, Mount Fuji. These are few examples of active volcano. Next is your dormant volcano. These are the volcanoes that have not erupted recently but are capable of erupting again in the future. For example, of dormant volcanoes are Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Kia. Okay, and extinct volcanoes, these volcanoes are unlikely to erupt again. Okay, no hope for its eruption. For example, the Emperor Seamount chain in Pacific Ocean, and there are many more. Okay, so these are few examples I have given, 1-2 examples for each type of volcanoes. Okay, your next one is tsunami. What is tsunami? First, before that, you see this word Tsunami, you pronounce it as tsunami. Okay, T is silent, so you'll pronounce it as tsunami. It's a Japanese word which means harbor waves. Okay, and what is this tsunami actually? They are large tidal waves caused by undersea landslides, undersea earthquakes, undersea volcanic eruptions. Okay, so which happens under the sea. They will cause the tsunami, and during a tsunami a large quantity of water, it moves at a great speed, and as it reaches the land it forms very big gigantic waves. These waves even cause destruction on the seashore and nearby areas. They are so huge and big that they can even damage a building or the near seashore, everything. You can see in the picture I have given there how big and large the waves are. They are taller and higher than the buildings also. Okay, so they are very destructive waves. The last type of disaster that is caused by nature we'll see is about drought. And this occurs due to poor or less rains. And due to poor or less rains, there is shortage of water, and this causes rivers and ponds to dry. Land to becomes dry, as such no crops can be grown. Means you can see the picture, how this mud or the soil it gets broken. All right, so it's very difficult to grow crops out there. Land to become so dry as no crops can be grown. Such situations or conditions is called as drought. People die due to hunger and water scarce, and such condition it leads to what condition? Famine. Okay, and it is caused even due to high temperature, dry winds, and excess of evaporation. If the land is too dry, you cannot grow crops, and then people will obviously they will feel hungry, they will not have food, water, and they will begin to fall sick. And due to drought and famine, what happens? It can even lead to disease widespread, leading to epidemics. That's how disease can spread. And now what is epidemic? Is a situation when disease spread and affect large number of people in very short time. That is known as epidemic. So people will begin to fall sick due to no proper food, no water. Okay, people are not able to grow crops. That's how all will begin to suffer and die there. For example, cholera, tuberculosis, malaria, this type of disease may arise during a drought situation. Drought prone areas in India are such as like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. Okay, such areas they face drought situation or drought condition. Now, how can you reduce this drought situation? That is, you can save and conserve water, you can grow trees, you can promote rainwater harvesting, that is to collect and store rainwater instead of letting it run off. We can grow drought resistant crops, that is those crops that can grow through drought situations. For examples of crops are such as sorghum, millets, maize, and many more. Okay. Now, when a natural disaster occur, we should follow some rules. Means try to follow these things. That is, be calm and not panic. No, like most of the time when we are in danger, we start to scream, cry out. No, we shouldn't do that. We have to be calm and we should not panic. Next, we should not spread rumors or false news, because once you start spreading rumors or the false news, people will begin to get scared more and more. So we should not spread rumors and false news. One should support and encourage people to face problem bravely. If you do not support or encourage people to face problems bravely, they will break down, right? So we should be supportive to others, and we ought to contribute and donate clothes, food, medicines, money to the agencies who involve in relief work, that is who help people in disaster prone areas. Alright, so we can donate to them and they will go and help reach out to the people who are um, suffering in the disasters, means who are in those areas where the disaster has occurred. Okay, so we have come in to the end of the chapter. I hope you go through your lesson so that you can be more clear about your lesson and solve your papers well, test papers or exams which will be conducted. Thank you.